Hey, I'm Kitty Robinson with the Wellness Way Collaborative, and welcome back to my channel. I have another scripture flow for you today from 2 Thessalonians 3:16. It's challenging, but it's short. I hope you enjoy it, and just remember, listen to your body. Just because something feels good to me and works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So make any modifications you need. I hope you enjoy it. All right, we're going to start right here in a comfortable seated position. Just find whatever's comfortable for you. It might look like this, it might look like something else. Go ahead and lift up through the top of the head, imagining that your head is like a hot air balloon just lifting up toward the ceiling. And as you do that, you'll feel your spine lengthen and your posture grow taller. And then relax your shoulders down. Let your hands just weigh heavy onto your legs with your palms up or your palms down, and relax your legs toward the floor. A lot of times as we lift our head, our legs want to tense up and go with it. So relax the legs down, lift the head up, and begin to take those slow, deep breaths. I like to take my first few breaths in through my nose, and I like to just sigh it out through my mouth. And then once I've done that a few times, just kind of signaling to my mind and body of what's to come, then I like to bring all my breath in through the nose and out through the nose. You can do the same if you like. Just make sure your breaths are slow and deep. And from here, take your hands to the front of your knees. Draw your body back and away from your knees, pulling on your knees with your arms, tucking your pelvis and your chin, rounding through the spine, and then taking it forward, arching your back, tilting your pelvis forward, lifting your chin slightly. So this is your seated cow, and then draw back to your seated cat. Inhale and exhale. And one more time. Inhale, draw back, and exhale. Take it forward. Good. Come back up to a tall seated position. Take a nice big inhale up, reaching your fingers toward the ceiling. Take your right hand down and reach your left hand up and over. And then notice if your legs drew up again. Mine always do. They tense up. So relax those legs. Relax through both shoulders. So you've got a lot of space between the ear and the shoulders. And just reach overhead. And then breathe into the left side of your body here. Nice deep breaths. Good. Now angle your chest so that you're square over that right knee and you're reaching that left arm out, extending it out past that right knee. Keep reaching, and then take that left hand down to the mat. Take the right hand out to meet it, and keep both hips pressed down onto the mat, and then walk your hands to center. Great. From here, press your hands into the mat so that your hips are both connected to the mat, and then go ahead and just take your chin down to your chest as you exhale. Inhale, lift your chin up. Relax through the shoulders. Feel that good stretch through the back of the body. You want to be hinging forward here at the hips, not hunching through the spine, but leading through the chest, taking your chest toward the floor and keeping that nice tall spine. Exhaling as you take your chin down. Inhaling as you lift it up. And one more time. And bring it back up, and then just walk your hands back up. Let's take another big inhale up here. Fingertips reaching up, and then relax that left hand down. Take that right hand up toward the ceiling, and then take it over. Now relax your legs down toward the floor. Relax through the shoulders. You see, I'm doing the same thing. I'm cueing you in the areas that I feel myself tensed up in. All right, let's go ahead and angle this out over that left knee. Reach those fingertips out. Breathe into the right side of your body. Feel that deep stretch, and then take your hand down to the mat. Bring your left hand out to meet it, and then walk your hands back to center. Good. And see if you can just go a little bit farther this time. And if you want to, you can take your chin down to your chest again. Inhale, take it back up. Lift through the spine. Lead with your chest. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then one more time, exhale down. Inhale back up to neutral. And now from here, I'm going to turn myself so that I'm facing my mat, the front of my mat. So if you're not already, go ahead and switch. Otherwise, you should already be there. Take those hands out in front of you, right back where you were, and then bring yourself up into tabletop position. So in tabletop position, we've talked about this before, we want our knees lined up under our hips. We also want our wrists to be in alignment with the shoulders. So what can happen is that your hands can be too wide or too narrow. Try to get that good foundation for this tabletop position. And now we're going to just go through the same cat-cow sequence that we just did when we were seated. So we're going to tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin, round through the spine, push your hands into the ground as you round through the spine, and then relax down into your cow, tilting the pelvis forward, lifting the chin, and then inhale to your cat, breathing deep into your upper back, and then exhale, relax down into your cow, arching the spine, tilting the pelvis forward, lifting the chin. Good. One more time. Stay with me here. And exhale down. Great job. Now we're going to shift our weight into our right hand, lift our left hand up toward the ceiling, and then tuck the left hand under. Shift your hips back to your heels. Come to rest on the left side of your head and on that left shoulder. And just take a couple breaths here. This is threading the needle. So this arm is the thread, and it's going under that right arm. That's the needle. So we just threaded the needle. Now we're going to lift back up. Press that right hand into the mat. Lift the left hand back up toward the ceiling, and then bring it down again. Shift the hips back. Rest onto that shoulder. Allow your right hand to just weigh heavy onto the mat. Take those slow, deep breaths. Great job. Go ahead and lift up. Take your left hand back out to meet the right. Set yourself back up into tabletop. Recheck and make sure that your joints are stacked. That means that they're lined up well. Now shift your weight into your left hand. Take your right hand up toward the ceiling. Look at those fingertips. Open the chest up. And then thread that arm under. Sit the hips back. Come to rest on the right side of your head. Let that left arm just weigh heavy into the mat. Take a couple breaths here. Great job. And lift back up. Reach those fingertips up and thread it back under. So we're stretching this shoulder, but think about what your hips are doing as well. They're stretching and they're spreading, and you're working on some mobility. So good for our bodies. Glad you showed up for yourself today. All right, go ahead and bring your right hand back up to meet the left. Let's come back up into tabletop position. And before we start our scripture flow, we're just going to do a little challenge here. Now, I'll show you the kind of the basic way to do it, and then I'll show you a progression. So this would be your modification or our kind of beginner level, I guess I would say, is you're in tabletop, and then you'll just shift your hips back like this. And then you'll inhale back to tabletop. So if that's where you need to do this, that's fine, because you're still getting that hip mobility and you're getting that flexibility through the hips. All right? But if you want to progress this just a little bit, tuck your toes under and just bring your knees just a little bit off the mat, like an inch or two. Notice that nothing else has changed through my body. See my knees go back down and they come up. So I'm not popping up into downward dog. I'm not doing some awkward plank. I'm just in this quadruped position. And now I'm going to hinge back. I'm going to push my hips back, bring the knees to my chest, and sit back. And then hinge forward. Good. Exhale, push back. Inhale, push forward. Back to this tabletop quadruped. Stay with me. Nice slow breaths. One more time. Sink back. And take it back forward. Good, just a couple more breaths here. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing, and slowly lower those knees down. Put the tops of the toes onto the mat. Sit the hips all the way back. Reach those arms forward. Keep the elbows off the mat. Forehead down onto the mat or onto a yoga block. Take some slow, deep breaths here. Great job on that. Great job. All right, we're going to do it one more time. What do you think? Let's do it. So come back up into your tabletop position. Tuck those toes. Bring the knees just barely off the ground. They're just hovering over the mat, and then push back. And take it forward. Good. Exhale back. Inhale forward. One more time. Are your quads burning? Mine are. And back forward. Stay here. Keep breathing. Great job. All right, from here, put the tops of your toes onto the mat and walk this right foot forward, bringing it in between your hands, and then just sink your hips forward. Back toes, tops of the toes are on the mat. Lift through the chest so you have a good line from the top of your head to this left knee. If you have blocks, you can use them here to have your hands on if you can't get this good positioning. Good positioning is this ankle lined up under the knee. I can even move mine forward just a little bit, line it up a little better. If you're not able to achieve that, use blocks, which will lift your upper body up just a little bit. I didn't bring mine to the studio today, I forgot. All right, let's walk it back, get a little hamstring stretch. If you have those blocks, walk them back with you here and take it forward. Good. Take that right foot back to meet the left. Bring the left foot forward and sink the hips forward. Great job. So we're looking for that nice straight line from the top of the head to that back knee. Nice slow breaths. And walk it back. So we're getting ready to start our scripture flow. It'll be quick. And it's 2 Thessalonians 3:16. It's now, may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. If you can't see it, I've got a little cheat sheet there because I'm still learning it myself. But in my classes in the studio, we'll do this once a week. And so by the end of the month, I've learned the scripture. And that's what I love about the scripture flow. I hope you do too. I hope you'll do this one a few times and really learn the scripture and get the good workout. All right, from here, let's push up into our downward facing dog. Pedal through your heels. Keep your head between your arms. Press those hips up toward the ceiling. Draw your shoulder blades down to your back pockets and just pedal, sinking into each heel as you alternate. Great job. Go ahead and walk your feet up to your hands, coming to the front of your mat, and then just slowly roll up. Let your arms and head hang. Tuck your pelvis, bend your knees, shift your weight into your heels, and just slowly roll up. Take your time. Great job. Take a big inhale up with me, and exhale, forward fold. And from here, just begin to sweep your hands around the perimeter of your feet. If you've done one of my videos already, you know I call this drawing rainbows in the sand. So imagine that you're at the beach and it's warm sand and you're just letting your fingers just drift through the sand, and it would draw a rainbow pattern by the way that you're sweeping your hands around those feet. And you just want to inhale as you go one way, exhale as you go the other. Great job. Come back to center. Take your right hand to the back of your right calf, left hand to the back of your left calf, and just pull your chest down towards your thighs. Press your hips up. Let your head hang heavy. Shift your weight over the arches of your feet. And release those hands and slowly roll up. All right, so here we go for our scripture flow. It's going to be short, but it's going to be challenging, all right? So we're going to take a big inhale up, and this is, now may the Lord of peace, and then we're going to exhale to a forward fold. Himself give you peace. This is our half lift. So you're going to inhale up to bring your hands to your shins or your thighs to support your upper body so that you're in a straight line from the top of your head to your tailbone. Nice flat back here. So now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace. And then we put our hands down to the mat. That's at all times. So your hands are framing the feet. And then in every way, we're going to do this a little different each time. But for the first time, we're going to step both feet back, coming into a plank. You can always take your knees down to the mat like this and take it to a modified plank. Otherwise, stay up here with me. And then we're going to lower ourselves down into upward facing dog. So take it down and then come on up. If you can, be on the tops of your toes and have your thighs off the mat. If you can't, you can rest those knees right down on the mat. All right, lift your chin slightly, lift your chest, tilt your pelvis forward. This is upward dog. Nice slow breaths, and then roll over those toes, push into your downward facing dog. Pedal here for a moment. And then send your right foot up toward the ceiling. Great job. So you want a nice straight line from your wrists to that heel. And then you can set it down and just walk your feet back up to your hands. Great job. All right, let's roll up slowly here. Great. Take a big inhale with me. And exhale, forward fold. And this time, let's fold our arms. Let those elbows hang toward the floor. Let your head hang toward the floor. Just get a good stretch here through the back of the body. You want your weight over the arches of your feet, so not too far forward, not too far back, right in the middle. Are you ready to go again? Let's release those hands. Take a big inhale up. Now may the Lord of peace himself, this is our forward fold, and then give you peace. That's our half lift. So now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace. Now it's at all times. That's hands to the floor. And in every way, that's stepping our feet back into plank. Great job. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times in every way. Don't you love the scripture? All right, let's lower down. Coming up into our upward facing dog. Nice slow breaths. Draw your shoulders down. Press those hands into the mat. And then shift back into your downward facing dog. Pedal through those heels. All right, and now let's send our left foot up toward the ceiling. Take it up. Sink your chest down toward the floor. Head between the arms. And then bring that leg back down. Walk the feet to the hands. Excellent. Take a big inhale with me here. And exhale, forward fold. Take your break, shake those arms out. If you need longer here in this forward fold before we go again, just pause, take more time. That's okay. All right, take both hands around to the back of the right calf. Pull your chest down towards your right thigh. Let your head hang heavy. Get those breaths nice and controlled. Good, and release. Go to the other side. Pull your chest to the thigh, to the left thigh, and release. All right, you ready to go again? Let's do it. Inhale. Now may the Lord of peace himself, that's a forward fold, give you peace. That's a half lift. At all times, hands to the floor, and in every way. This time we're just gonna step one foot back. Left foot goes back, right foot stays forward. Now again, we want this shin to be perpendicular to the mat. So if you're not able to get that, use those blocks to help you. All right, from this low lunge, just let the hips sink toward the floor, but press your back knee up toward the ceiling. Lift your chest, keep your head in alignment with the spine, and I got a little challenge for you. Let's see if you can press your weight into that front foot, reach your arms out in front of you, and bring this all the way up into a warrior one with a deep lunge. Great job. Keep those fingertips reaching toward the ceiling. Keep the hips sinking toward the floor. That's where we create length through the body. And then bring the hands back down to frame that front foot. Now step your right foot back to meet the left. We're going to lower down, coming up into our upward dog, pressing up and rolling back into our downward facing dog. Pedal through the heels for just a moment. Feel them sink toward the floor, and then walk your feet up to your hands. Excellent. Roll up slowly, take your time. One vertebrae at a time. And then take a big inhale up with me. And exhale, forward fold. Here's your recovery. Just shake those arms out. You can sweep your fingertips from right to left and left to right if you like. I'm so glad you chose to do this with me today. You're doing a great job so far. Let's go ahead and do that same thing on the other side. So come back to center. We're going to inhale at the beginning of our verse, big reach up here. Now may the Lord of peace, and then exhale, forward fold, himself give you peace. That's our half lift. At all times, that's hands to the mat, and in every way. Left foot stays forward this time, right foot goes back. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. That's 2 Thessalonians 3:16. All right, we're pressing that back knee up, sinking the hips down, lifting through the chest. Great job. Nice slow breaths. And then you can stay right here if you want to try that challenge. Press your front left heel. I guess you only have one left heel. Press that front heel into the mat to support your body as you reach your arms forward and bring those arms up toward the ceiling, sinking your legs down toward the floor. Great. Nice slow breaths. And then exhale, take those hands back down to frame that front foot. Step your left foot back now to meet the right. And let's go back down and come up into our upward dog. So lower yourself down. Come on up. Stay here for just a moment. Let's pause here and take a look over our right shoulder, allowing our left hip to tilt down toward the floor. Feel that stretch in the left side of the body. And then to the other side. Look over your left shoulder, tilt the right hip down. Come back to center, push back into your downward facing dog. Pedal through those heels. Great job. Now take your knees wide, big toes together. Sit your hips back, and you can rest your head on the mat or on a block, or even on your stacked fist if you like. But just settle in here for a moment. You did a great job on that flow. I told you it was going to be short and challenging. And I want you to see how you could take that and you can add different things to it. You can build on it. Do a longer practice if you like. But I wanted to keep this one short and sweet. And like I said, I hope you'll do it several times so that you can memorize 2 Thessalonians 3:16 with me. And it says, now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. Now just settle in here. Keep taking those slow, deep breaths. Allow your body to just relax toward the floor. Allow your hips to spread and sink towards your heels. Let your arms just weigh heavy onto the mat. Slow your breathing down here. All right, let's go ahead and lift up here. Press your hands into the mat, lift yourself up, and turn yourself onto your back. This is always my favorite part. I don't know about you guys. Move this microphone. Okay, roll onto your back here and just take a moment. Let your back just adjust, settle into the floor, and then extend your arms overhead, allowing them to rest on the floor on either side of your head. If you can't get full extension here, just keep coming back to this. This is a great stretch to do at the end of the day. If your family's watching TV, just pull your mat out, lay on the floor, and just extend your arms overhead. You can also do this with your legs up the wall, which is my favorite. All right, let's bring those knees into our chest. Bring your hands to your shins. Hug your knees in. You can roll from side to side if you like to. Free little back massage. And then you can come back to center. Inhale, bring your forehead up to your knees, using that core strength. Shoulders are off the mat. Hug your knees in tight. And then from here, hold on to those shins. We're going to roll ourselves up. Coming right back to where we started. And always like to say, it's not a circle. We're not coming right back. We're a little ahead because now we're a little stronger, a little more flexible, a little more balanced. And we worked on memorizing 2 Thessalonians 3:16. And we did it together. So thank you for joining me. Now take one last inhale with me. Reach those arms out away from the body. Bring them all the way up. Palms together. Exhale as you sink your hands to heart. And I'll finish with the blessing from the book of Numbers. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you. May he be gracious to you, turn his face towards you, and give you his peace, that peace that that verse talks about. Have a great day and come back and join me again, like I said, working on 2 Thessalonians 3:16. Thank you.